Hello and welcome to highlights from matchday 19 of the Barclays FA Women's Super League. With the destination of this season's title in the balance and those top 3 Champions League qualification places very much up for grabs, there's still lots to play for. Here's what's coming up this week. WSL leaders Chelsea look to cement their place at the top, with Reading the visitors to Kingsmeadow. The Gunners, now behind the Blues in the title race, travel to Leicester. And Tottenham hosted Aston Villa, hoping to keep their Champions League dream alive. But we start with Chelsea, who went top of the table for the first time this season following last weekend's 9-0 demolition of Leicester. Watching over the action as Chelsea took on Reading was your commentator, Mark Scott.
Well, 2 changes for Chelsea from the side that started that 9-0 win at Leicester, with starts for Magdalena Eriksson and Jessie Fleming, who scored as a sub in that victory. She comes in place of Niamh Charles, who's on the bench, while Ji So-yun is absent due to COVID. Reading have made 3 changes from that 1-1 draw at Aston Villa, with Rowe, Harries and Bryson replacing Van Hervermeet, Trolsgaard and Dowie. The last 2 of those are on the bench. Carter. It's a bit sloppy with the final pass, Chelsea. Carter, though, went down under a bit of pressure. No free kick forthcoming. Kerr's ball in. In goal. Brighton asking for it. Eriksson. And England. Tough one. Would have been some goal if she'd managed to score from that position. Eriksson's throw. That's going to be a corner. Well, they caused Leicester some real problems with corners last weekend. 10 to go until the break. England! Straight at Maloney. Really clever run. Managed to spin away from the attentions of Bryson. Carter. In goal. That's a good pass. Here goes Cuthbert. Out to Brighton, 3 in blue in the area. England, one of them. Fleming, it's there! Jessie Fleming puts Chelsea in front. They've had to wait longer than usual, but the Blues get the breakthrough. And Jessie Fleming, who scored the late goal that made it 9-0 at Leicester, makes it 1-0 against Reading this afternoon. That's looking for the run of England. And it's going to be a Chelsea corner. Kerr's made a run to the near post. Oh, and coming in is Ingle. That could have gone anywhere off Natasha Harding. Fortunately for Reading, it goes wide. Nobody is picking up Sophie Ingle. And Harding's clearance could easily have snuck into the Reading net. Bryson lost her footing and has lost the ball. England has sent it on for Brighton. And England! Wonderful Chelsea goal to give the champions clear daylight now. Bad moment for Faye Bryson. Straight into England and then lost her footing as she tried to get back. Away went England. Out to Brighton, who found England perfectly. And speaking of perfect, how about that for a finish? Absolutely clinical from Beth England. Picked up now by Wrighton, this to settle it surely. Well, it wasn't the cleanest of contacts, but Sam Kerr got the job done, and Chelsea have got the points in the bag for sure now. Again, it's a goal that Reading will feel was very preventable. Wrighton was slipping as she sent it back across goal, and Sam Kerr is relieved that her contact ended up in the net, because I don't think that's what she was intending to do. Wrighton, here's Cuthbert, cuts it back, Kerr! Adds a fourth for Chelsea. It's taken them a bit of time, but now they are surging clear of Reading. Wrighton on for Cuthbert, who knew exactly where Sam Kerr was, and she definitely knows where the goal is. Bright was strong in the challenge. This is Anderson. Spence. Oh, that's surely a penalty. England goes over, and Chelsea have a chance to add a fifth in additional time. So, Beth England looking to hit a brace against Reading, and does so. Beth England is at the double for Chelsea once again. 2 against Leicester, and another 2 against Reading to add a final flourish to the scoreline. Chelsea make it a 5-star showing. The champions will go into the international break in pole position, with the next game for them being in the FA Cup against Arsenal. Emma Hayes' side had to wait a while, but then showed their class. Full-time, Chelsea 5, Reading 0.
Well, it was time to go up a gear. We did. We executed, exploited the spaces that we'd prepared for. I think we had to earn that in the first half. I thought Reading worked really hard off the ball. The goal came at a good time for half-time. I think it settled their nerves, and we looked for a little bit more quality in our final ball, and I thought we did that.
We kept playing backwards into pressure, we kept playing sideways into pressure, and then we couldn't execute what we wanted. So, yeah, I think for us it was a case of, it was down to our own doing why we ended up playing the way we did in the second half.
To Leicester next, and after suffering the joint worst home defeat in WSL history, they now faced an Arsenal side knocked out of Europe in midweek and playing catch-up with Chelsea domestically. Farrah Williams was watching alongside Robin Cowan.
Another tough task for Leicester, who were taken apart by the new league leaders last week, and Lydia Bedford has a few injury concerns. 2 changes to the 11 that lost 9-0 here last weekend. 19-year-old Missy Goodwin starts for the first time since joining in January from Aston Villa. Sophie Barker also comes in. Ashley Prompter, though, is fit enough to be named in the starting lineup despite being forced off against Chelsea. 4 changes from Thursday night's defeat at Wolfsburg for Arsenal. Maritz, Catley, Marnham and Heath all dropped to the bench. Lara Wienreuter and Katie McCabe start as fullbacks. Leah Velti returns after missing the Champions League game in Germany due to travel issues. And Beth Mead is back from suspension. Caitlin Ford joins the Arsenal attack. It was interesting to hear from Lydia Bedford post-match against Chelsea, that 9-0 defeat. She admitted she held her hands up. She said she got it wrong. It'll be interesting to see what they do differently today. Ford plays it in, and that's a wonderful goal! Beth Mead helping it in inside 90 seconds. And Leicester City, who were desperate to not concede early, have done just that.
It's a fantastic goal from Beth Mead. She's able to catch it on the volley and guide it towards goal. I mean, it's a fantastic contact. Could the keeper have done more? I think so. But I think Leicester will be disappointed with conceding so early in the game.
It's McCabe, and then Miedemar straight at the goalkeeper. Good save by Lambourne in the right place. Mead twisting and turning, and blocked by Plumpton. Another busy afternoon for the Leicester City goalkeeper.
And it's a really good save from the keeper.
Wiedemar off the post, and I think that was a really vital save from Lambourne. He got a fingertip to it.
Fantastic save. Wiedemar, the way she strikes the ball is so hard for a goalkeeper to see it come in.
You think back on Arsenal's season, they've done exceptionally well against the bigger teams. That defeat to Birmingham could really be costly. Just the only defeat all season is against the bottom of the league. A real shock. Early corner for Arsenal in the second half. Neatly worked and fired towards goal, and what a clearance! Esme de Graaf, absolutely incredible.
I mean, the strike from Beth Mead, the power behind it, and how she was able to glance that over with her head. Fantastic.
Williamson on to Wiedemar, beautifully taken down. Mead, first touch trying to get past Plumpton, but it's into the back of the net. Wiedemar, Leicester were drawn towards the ball. Wiedemar fires into an empty net.
You can see here Wiedemar's touchdown to Beth Mead. They do so well to shield this in, and it's just a poke from Purfield. It just pokes it to Wiedemar, one player that you don't want the ball falling to inside the box, and she punishes Leicester.
Here's Paris onto Wiedemar, and it's 3. Lovely flowing move from Arsenal. An assist from Paris. Wiedemar finishing it off, her second.
Yeah, you can just see here, it's out on this right-hand side, there's stretch, Nikita runs through the middle. Great, helped the ball on really well, Nikita. The slightest of touches to just roll it to Wiedemar.
Just took a nick off de Graaf.
A more comfortable scoreline for Arsenal, this.
Here's Paris. Oh, and it's an own goal. Nikita Paris with the low ball in, and Ashley Plumpton puts it through her own net. And it's 4-0. Leicester's resistance is falling apart here.
There was no pressure on Plumtree, there was no runner towards her, but she just a nick, and the pace of the ball in from Nikita, and it just guides it to, you know, into her own net.
Well, Paris trying to get away from Purfield. Clearance only as far as Reuter. Away from Purfield. And now Paris. Lovely 1-2. Nikita Paris! It's in! And it's Tobin Heath at the far post. Great work from Paris. Tobin Heath makes it 5-0 to the Gunners. Her second WSL goal of the season.
Really good combination here from Nikita Paris and Beth Mead. And Tobin Heath just gets her body behind it and chests it in.
Perhaps one last chance for Arsenal. Paris can't quite get past Plumpton. And that's it. Full time at the King Power. An emphatic win, and a very important one for Arsenal in the race for the WSL title. Leicester City 0, Arsenal 5.
They're a top side full of internationals, but I think even some of those goals that went in, I think number 2 and 3, you know, they're moments where our players have tried to block and it's ended up as an own goal. So I think you want players putting themselves on the lines, try and keep the ball out of the net, and sometimes mistakes are going to happen, but all I'm looking at is their reaction and their response, and I think today they did us proud in terms of that.
I don't know if I told you, but I've lost a goal, lost a title on goal difference in Sweden in my early coaching years. So for me, every goal matters, every second matters. I'm never relaxing. I'm not like that as a person, so we're always pushing for it. All margins matters in football.
While the title race looks like it's going down to the wire, so does the fight for third and subsequent qualification for next season's Champions League. With COVID postponements and defeat to Man City last time out, Tottenham had fallen behind both Manchester clubs. They looked to get back on track at home to Aston Villa. Nigel Adderley was on commentary duty.
Spurs have failed to score in their 2 previous games. So they've lost ground on the Champions League places. Here is Clemerot looking for Williams. Headed away as far as Summonen. And it's a comfortable save for Hannah Hampton. And the high ball in is met by Simon. But Spurs can keep the move going. Here is Naz looking for Williams on the stretch. The former Birmingham player unable to score against Aston Villa. Harrop. And the cross in looking for Williams, who wrestles her way beyond Littlejohn, then goes down, but the appeals for a penalty were half-hearted. And the ball was always running away from Rachel Williams there. Here is Harrop. Challenged by Mailing. Harrop again. The cross is behind Williams. Now Summonen. And Percival! Off the line by Corsi. The best opportunity for Spurs so far. Rachel Corsi to the rescue for Aston Villa. Pacheco with the free kick. Met by Williams. Villa yet to have a shot on target in this game. Arthur. And she's able to deliver the cross. And it's cleared, but Pacheco returns it. Here is Corsi and Petzelberger. And Aston Villa may have stolen the victory. Their first attempt on goal may prove to be the only goal. And this is a hammer blow for Spurs' Champions League hopes.
We've played tremendously well. Today was an ugly, ugly game, if I'm being really honest. But you know what? We had to play the game a little bit differently today. It was a bit of the ugly side of us, but actually, I think we deserved that on the whole.
I think the first 20 minutes or so, you could tell we were a little bit rusty, and just like I say, with things like the final ball and that sort of thing, wasn't as good as it should have been. But you know, ultimately, we've still trained this week. We've been getting people back into the squad, obviously, for this weekend, and we've got to be able to deliver regardless.
United had won their last 5 home league matches and had the chance to extend that to a record-breaking 6th against Brighton on Sunday. After a first half where chances were at a premium, the breakthrough for the home side finally came in the 68th minute. Leah Galton squeezing the ball past Katie Startup in the Brighton goal. United twice came close to adding a second late on. Martha Thomas racing clear, but her shot scraping the outside of the far post. Moments later, the Scottish international Thomas was at it again. This time, if not for the intervention of Victoria Williams for Brighton, it would have been 2.
I'm happy with the results. Today's performance we'll assess, we'll educate ourselves on and grow from. We've been in this position where it gets tight too many times, and we create chances. It doesn't matter if that's a block, we'll create chances, but when we're in there, you have to take them, because the better you get, the more teams will defend like that, and they'll try and stop you playing by doing what they do. And I think we have to be educated, we'll learn, and we'll progress from this performance.
Heading into their match at West Ham on a 4-game WSL winning streak, City got off to the perfect start inside the first 10 minutes. Lauren Hemp capitalising on some poor control by Hawa Sissoko, Hayley Rasso with the cutback, and Georgia Stanway with the controlled finish. The Hammers can be testing opponents, having beaten City in the reverse fixture, and they almost drew level through Adriana Leon, her header narrowly over at the back post. Claudia Walker then denied her own side a golden opportunity, touching the ball when offside instead of leaving it to teammate Leon to run through on goal. City were never sure of the victory until shortly after the hour mark. Jamaican international Bunny Shaw finding space from Caroline Weir's corner to claim her 4th WSL goal of the season. With 7 straight wins in all competitions, Gareth Taylor's side were bristling with confidence and almost made it 3, if not for a fine stop from Mackenzie Arnold in the Hammers goal.
Felt we could have been 3 or 4 up in the first half. We spoke about a few things at half time, but it's never easy. It's the hardest thing in the world to put the ball in the net, and you know, fortunately we got the win today and another clean sheet, which is pleasing.
Everton had lost their last 2 away games in the WSL, but had the best of the early chances against bottom of the table Birmingham. Tony Duggan gifted possession after a weak Lucy Quinn back pass, but her effort only found the side netting. Looking to avoid defeat for only the 3rd time this season, the hosts were always in the game. Veretriki Sari with the strong run and cross, Libby Smith volleying wide at the near post. Everton continued to see plenty of the ball, and Izzy Christensen would have opened the scoring if not for a fine stop by Emily Ramsey in the Blues goal.
We've had chances in the game and we've not taken them, and we've maybe had opportunities to have more attempts in goal and more dangerous moments that we've maybe not taken our chances in the final third well enough, been clinical enough in the box. I thought we defended really well. I thought we kept the ball really well, we progressed really well, but ultimately we've not scored, and that's why we're leaving with 1 point instead of 3.
Confirmation of the results from matchday 19 of the Barclays FA Women's Super League, and Birmingham might have avoided defeat for just the 3rd time this season, but their draw with Everton did little to boost their chances of avoiding relegation. In-form Man City eased past West Ham 2-0. United secured a record-breaking 6th home win in a row to beat Brighton. Arsenal bounced back from their Champions League exit to thrash Leicester. Villa beat Spurs 1-0 with their only shot on target, and Chelsea proved too strong for visiting Reading. Let's see how the WSL table looks after this weekend. Chelsea still on top with Arsenal just a point behind after both sides claiming wins. The battle for 3rd is still on with United 3 points ahead of City, but the Blues with a game in hand. Spurs might just be out of the running. They are 10 points behind the Red Devils. Despite Birmingham's point against Everton, they still sit bottom and are running out of time. In Championship news, Liverpool confirmed their return to the WSL next season with victory over their closest rivals Bristol City. Missy Bo-Cairns with the 4th in a 4-2 win. Heading into the final WSL break of the season, it's Chelsea's title to lose, but nothing's decided yet. Goodbye for now.